Hi. Oh, well, that's my first video done. And if you've seen the first one and you're here, welcome back. And if this is your first one, just go back and watch my very first video. This is only my second because it explains what I'm doing. So after I recorded that, as you can see, I'm still sat in the same place. I thought, now what do I do? What will be my second video? And I thought back to what God first taught me all those years ago. And I want to add here that it's taken me a long time to get to where I am. I learn very quickly and easily usually. I'm a fast learner, but this has taken me some time, and I realise through writing to God, it's been like counselling for myself and from the very best counsellor there is. And it's free. I haven't had to pay for it. So rather than let this video drag on, I'm going to try and keep this short. So are you looking at how to pray to God? Are you looking for answers in your life and don't know who to turn to or what to do? Well, let me tell you that help is at hand. I'd never realised what this would do for me when I first called out to God and he answered me. And it's been a gradual process, but the first thing he kept reiterating day after day, sometimes I'd leave it a few days in between. I write every day now, and I have done for the last few years, but in the beginning it would be the odd occasion, the odd maybe twice a week or something like that, and I started to feel the benefits so early on. So I would advise, take that time, sit down and write, be it with a pen or a pad. Just ask him what you want to know. Just start it off with, Dear God. And the reason I wrote it and continue to write is because I didn't know how to pray. Luckily, I'm on my own a lot of the time, so I could speak out loud and say a prayer, but I couldn't find the words. I just started to talk to him like I would my friend. He doesn't care how you talk to him. I probably swore here and there as well when I was talking to him, but writing to him, I just wrote to him like I would a friend. My vocabulary wasn't great, nothing was that great, but I just knew he didn't mind. He's God. He loves us. He won't care. And if he loves me, he'll accept me as I am, and he did. So, instead of like saying to one of your friends, I'm from Essex, so we'd say, here mate, guess what happened? So I'd write, Dear God, and I'd say, this happened today and I'm really worried about it, or I've got all this going on and this is what I'm worried about. I don't know what to do in this situation. And it was like getting counsel from a friend, but really I was just pouring it out. And in the beginning, I remember I used to put all the details in. I used to tell him the whole story. And I haven't really, before I started recording this, I haven't gone back to them 8 years. I know it was probably 2017 I first actually wrote that cry, God, I need your help. I wasn't expecting a reply as such, but I got one. Before that, I used to do sort of inspirational writing. I used to sit down with a topic and just be inspired to write, and it just used to come, a bit like automatic writing, because I used to be involved in like spiritual circles, I suppose, the universe or whatever. I knew it as God, but people around me that I got to meet during that time would call it source of energy or universe, whatever you know it as. Write it as that title. It won't matter what you're calling it, to be honest. I use the word God and that scares some people. But dear universe, dear creator of all that is, whatever word you want to know, be it with a pad and a pen. I write on a keyboard onto my tablet because I can type faster than I can write, to be honest. And also I had a chronic health condition, and my hands it was difficult for me to hold a pen at times. So that's how I can use a pen, but it's a bit slower. So give it all to me. Even if you just start off writing, Dear God, I give it all to you. and then write out what you're giving him. Now I'm going to give you a little direction of how it was for me. I'd write out the problem I had that day, the worries I had that day, what was weighing me down. And when I look back in my mind now at those times, there was a lot. I was carrying so much because I was trying to do it all on my own. I thought I was in charge of my life. I was a young mum. I got married, divorced. I had 2 daughters. And that time when my husband left, I was frightened. And although he wasn't, he didn't used to do a great deal in our lives. He was my husband, he was with us, he was home, and we were doing this together. And I relied on him, on his love, I suppose. My husband's love, that is. And I used to pray back then, but only when things were really bad. I'd call out, say, God, please help us, I don't know what to do, or something like that. But I didn't make it a regular practice. I didn't know how to pray, but God has taught me. So today, this video now, I can see it's 6 minutes. So get a pad and start to write down, dear God, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like that, I don't know what to do, whatever. And then end it with, I give it all to you. And always say, thank you, God. Because what you're doing is you're thanking him for taking it from you. He's there, he wants us to offload this onto him. He's our best friend. Imagine him as that best friend. So try that today. Put in the comments if you've done it, or put in the comments if there's something you do or you've tried it. But read the comments, because there's going to be, as people join this, I know there's going to be people encouraging you and telling you their stories of how it happened, because it's incredible, amazing. And I think that's why they say amazing grace, because it's God's grace that can give this to us. I don't quite know how I'm finding these words. This isn't my usual way of talking in front of people, but I'm not in front of anybody, only God today. So it's coming out. And I'm laughing at myself that I'm actually doing this. And thank you so much for being here. I'd love you to follow my journey with me, because I'm really excited, and I'd love so many of you to get on board. Let's build a community here of guiding you forward. I cannot tell you the help this has given me. I tried to do it all on my own, and I had to surrender it all in the end. And the moment I did, life became much easier. We don't have to do it on our own. It's not our job, it's God's job to do this. Hence the title of my channel. God told me I'm not in charge. He is. And I sat back and listened and thought, well, you know, I'm responsible for my life. What do you mean? I can't just give it to you and do nothing. And I told him all this. Just tell him. It doesn't matter if you're rude to him, or if you're angry with him, or if you're upset or don't understand. Let it all out to him. You won't offend him. You can't hurt him. You can't do any of that. He wants to hear from you what's in your heart. And it's okay, whatever's in there. Give it to him. So, he also told me, you're trying to do my job, Julie. That's my name. I've just said it out loud. You're trying to do my job. It's not my job to do this. It's God's job. And that's why I called my channel God's Job. So, stop doing God's job. Give it to him. That is your one and only job. Give everything to him. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you, God. Bye.